We are about to do another case study, this one about coping skills, which if you don't know what coping skills are, that's okay. You'll get the point after you do this case study, and actually we'll talk about it more in our next class. But right now I'm going to walk through a couple different scenarios for you. I want you to just pay attention, kind of try to imagine each one, think about them, and then you will do a case study and kind of figure out some possible solutions in your family groups afterwards. So let's get going. Alright, so imagine the following situations. First one, alright, you're in class, but home or personal stuff is making it hard to concentrate, right? So you've got all these problems on your mind about what's going on at home. Maybe it's about family, maybe it's a situation with friends, whatever. But either way, right, you just can't concentrate in class, and school just is not a priority because there's so much on your mind. Alright, that's one situation. Next situation, right, is you just come in this class or somewhere else where you have so much energy, you got a ton of energy, you're not exactly anxious or sad, but just like you cannot focus. You're getting distracted by everything. Everything you look at, everything you think about, right, you just can't focus on it. You're looking at the next new thing. Everything somebody says is something you need to listen to, right? You're looking around the class. You're just totally distracted and having a really hard time because you just have so much energy. Alright, I'm sure you've all had this experience. Somebody's bothering you in class. So imagine there's someone that's just messing with you, they're talking about you, they're pointing at you, maybe they're poking you with their pencil, doing stuff that's just really irritating, making you mad, and you just can't handle it. You're getting so mad, this is you, right, that you're just going to go nuts on them, right? I'm sure you can imagine that situation. So in a situation like that, what do you do? Alright, next situation. You're in the class, you need help, and it's just busy. Things are crazy. Here you are trying to get help, but in the meantime, the teacher's got 30 other kids trying to ask for help, or they're working with a small group, and no one is coming to get you. So you're getting really frustrated. You don't know how to move on in the assignment you're supposed to be doing, but you can't get help right that second, right? And it's starting to make you really frustrated. How do you handle that situation? And finally, right, this situation, which again I'm sure lots of you have had happen to you, getting called out in class when you think you didn't do anything wrong, right? You can kind of remember Bob from way back when, right? Teacher's telling you sit down, and you're like, what? I was sitting, or you're losing a point because you're talking, and you're like, but I wasn't talking, or whatever it is, right? You're in a situation where you're getting called out, and you think you were doing the right thing. Alright, so on your sheet you have all these situations written out again, but just wanted to walk through them and have you imagine them for a second. And you're going to walk through now with the case study protocol to figure out how can you buy time to get yourself back on track without getting in trouble, right? In all these situations, we'll walk through them real quickly again, right? You're having a hard time concentrating because you have so many problems, but obviously if you're not doing anything in class, that's not going to work. You're either going to get zeros or you're going to get in trouble for it. So how do you handle that without getting in trouble? Right? If you have too much energy, you're getting distracted by everything, right? At some point, that's probably going to mean you're not going to do so great on your classwork. You also might get in trouble because you're distracting other people. How do you handle that? Right? You're getting bothered in class, they're yelling at you, you just can't handle it, they're driving you crazy, you're really angry, you don't want to do anything that's going to get you in trouble, you don't want to be mean, but it's really hard to handle. What are you going to do? Right? That busy classroom, you're really struggling, you're trying to do your work, you can't do your work. How are you going to handle this when you can't get help? Right? What are you going to do? And then again, called out in class, right? You're not trying to get in trouble, but you're kind of upset because you think you didn't do anything wrong. How could you talk to your teacher? How could you do something to deal with this situation? So again, in your case study groups, with your family groups, you're going to be talking about buying time to slow things down, to give yourself a chance to calm yourself, get on track, not get in trouble, and solve your problems. Alright, so now you'll get going with the case study protocol led by your teacher, and I'm looking forward to hearing what kind of solutions you come up with. Good luck.